and now they're having to inject shit in their dick to get an erection. You know, they're completely defeated. Their body is fucked. What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Please follow my Instagram at Russo Lifts, just in case something happens to this YouTube channel. You can follow, message, and you can watch my daily story content on Instagram. I'll see you there. What is up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Today's ASMR sip is 1907 water, sponsored 1907 water. Check them out. No bullshit, no alkaline level, not made in some bullshit lab. It's not tap water. That's reverse osmosis. This is from New Zealand. That's what New Zealand looks like. Family-owned business. Definitely check them out. I'm the first ever affiliate. I'm trying to run them up. Branding's great. Taste is amazing. Definitely recommend giving them a shot. Link in description. And let's not forget about the ASMR Spritz. Intelligent Elephant Carbon. IntelligentElephant.com. Coupon code Russo. I'll leave you with these spritzes. Oh. Oh. One more. Oh, that noise. I know you want to feel this aroma, but you got to use coupon code Russo and give it a shot. Anyways, today I'm going to be talking about abusing high amounts of steroids, what that equates to erection quality when you decide to stop. This is why I haven't used 2 grams. I think the most I've ever done is like 1.2, besides the Tony experiment. The 1 week where I shoved a bunch of steroids in my ass, you know, the clout move. You know, what happens, right? So pro bodybuilders over time, especially open IFBB pro bodybuilders, you know, big boys, you know, not my little classic physique. You know, I'm 235, gonna be on stage around 195, and if I continue competing, I think my max stage weight probably be like, you know, 208, 210 maybe, right? I'm talking about like a legitimate open IFBB pro or at a legitimate open 212. You know, I hate to burst your bubble, but unless you're like a genetic freakazoid like Ronnie Coleman, you will most likely need a shit ton of gear to accomplish that elite physique, and that's not taking anything away from them. That's just the cost to play, right? You know, you have to do that. That is what it is. And overall, how does that impact you when you decide to retire? First off, when you decide to do drugs at that high of a dosage, you try to, you know, have an open bodybuilding career. Just know that those years are essentially, in my opinion, dog years. As you know, the LUI said, you know, they're on dog years when they're bodybuilding to that extreme degree, especially the super heavyweight open guys. And I got nothing against that. All I'm saying is, as you expose your body to such extreme amounts of androgens for long, extended periods of time, sure, you could do little blasts, recover, resensitize, but I'm talking about like you're a super heavyweight pro, you're doing good, you're placing constantly at that insane physique, you're blasting and cruising. Your cruises are like probably 600 at least minimum at that. You know, this is why, I don't know, if you go watch like I'm not gonna call names, these guys talk about me behind the scenes even though I'm a nobody, right? So I don't know why I'm even mentioned in some of these Facebook bodybuilding groups, but you know, I can cruise on 165 to 250 milligrams, still have great quality erections. I go watch their podcast, and again, super heavyweight opens, they're big boys, you know, very heavy stage weights, insane physiques. I understand, I respect them, I commend them, but they're cruising just to maintain normal libido function, 600 milligrams. You know, I don't want to know what their blasts are. Point being, there will come a point where the vanity is over, they had their career, it's time to downsize. Problem is, they didn't follow the Arnold rule of thumb of time off versus time on, because in my opinion that's stupid in general, but it does in my opinion probably save your androgen receptors from being totally nuked and torched. Although you could say there are ways to recover it, such as injectable L-carnitine and other various methods to recover your androgen receptors. When they decide to downsize and come off, they can't get it up. They have ED, erectile dysfunction, they're still on testosterone, 165 to 250 milligrams. But because they abuse such high amounts of androgens for so long without any breaks, and their cruise breaks, again, still 600 milligrams. I never even go to 600 milligrams right now. And that's not saying I never will. It's just like currently in my career at 235 with veins in my lats and, looking decent enough to do my first ever classic physique show, I haven't had to touch very high blast. I did the injectable SARMs and I've slowly creeped along linear progress, obviously saving these high blasts for when I do compete, but I still never really touched what these dudes cruise on. So when they decide to finally come off, finally downsize, and most of them don't, and maybe I should start calling that out because it's sad for the families, I guarantee, these bodybuilders like tell their family, oh, at this age I'm done, I'm walking away, I'm downsizing, I want to be around longer for you guys, you let me have my career. When they try to do it, they can't look in the mirror. Their whole perception and persona is based on one exact thing because they're a gym cell, which is their physique, which you have to give up because the androgen level maintains the physique. But when they decide to come down to a cruise of actual TRT, HRT, which 165 to 220, they probably cruise like 300, 250. Their erections will be weak. Their erections won't work because it will be like a normal person's sensitivity because the androgen receptors are so down-regulated from the abuse, right? They put their body in such an androgenic environment of so many androgens that the androgen receptors would get overwhelmed constantly. They would down-regulate. So even when they're cruising at 165 to like 250, 300, I'll say even like a bodybuilder cruise, at what I would consider a cruise personally for me at this level, they will not get a good quality erection because with their desensitization of their androgen receptors, it's equated to, probably having like 200 to 300, 400 tests. Not good, not optimal. And you see, these bodybuilders confess that like, I gotta do 600 to, maintain normalcy. Like now I need 700. And it's because of the AR damage over time. There are consequences you play for existing at that size, especially when you're not a natural genetic freak made to be at that size, right? I'll have Andrew throw up a picture of my friend Dante. In high school, he was 250 pounds, already looked like, a freaking giant, essentially. Genetic freak. He can squat 600, 700 naturally, deadlifting around 750 naturally, and is a complete strongman. I'll have Andrew show him on the channel. If I would sauce him up, I won't have to use high dosages for him to be an open heavyweight pro. But there are dudes who dedicate their entire life with a starting point like me who can get to a super heavyweight pro, believe it or not. I think I could do it if I threw my health out the window. And I'll have Andrew throw up a picture of Dave Palumbo as a distance runner and Dave Palumbo at the peak of his career. It's possible. It requires way more androgen abuse than someone genetically gifted like Dante. These are two examples I'm throwing out there. Dante never exposed himself to extreme amounts of dosages for extended periods of time. He would blast and cruise on real dosages. He'd probably walk away pretty clean as long as his blood pressure was okay. And we got, echocardiograms done to see what his left ventricular hypertrophy was looking like. But overall, I don't think he would face sexual issues retiring into a cruise of testosterone later in his life, where I see guys, they go up to grams of stuff. They earn their chops as pros when it's time to go and cruise on 250 tests a week. Right, normal person would feel crazy on 250 tests a week. They can't get it up at all. And now they're having to inject shit in their dick to get an erection. They're completely defeated. Their body is fucked. This is just food for thought for my younger audience viewing this because I get attacked for using these minuscule ass dosages. There's a method to my madness as normal, and I'm not playing that you don't need big fucking dosages to win. I will do these crazy contest prep cycles, but they will be calculated, and I will get exposed to that amount and get off and resensitize. I will never, try and be a super heavyweight pro because number one, I don't have the genetics for it. I'm just doing classic physique. But number two, I would have to cruise on extended high amounts of androgens for extremely long periods of time, years, and then when I decide to retire, my shit definitely won't work right. unless I never truly got away from the big dosages. And that's sadly what you see playing out. And at the end of the day, it's still, you know, you'll still have your libido at those big dosages, but you'll go pull your blood work and you'll see all your other biomarkers completely out of whack because it's still a big dosage. But your AR can't, you know, undo itself as far as the sensitivity, because when you flood the body with 2.5 grams for years on end, cruising on 600 milligrams as the break, your androgen receptors really never get a break, and over the years you freaking destroy them and you burn out your body, right? When the old school guys say, you know, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, don't burn out your body, you know, linear progression, don't come out the gates blasting, quote unquote, ruining your lines. Sure, anyone could get big blasting, but, you know, bodybuilding takes a long time. That's what they're getting at, right? And this will become more and more and more prevalent as, you know, the TikTok game takes over, the clout game, people are making money off their physiques. The best physique garners the most attention unless you possess information like me, and my information gets my channel shadow banned. So please subscribe, like, with the bell on. Overall, the physique is what's gonna garner the most attention in the fitness industry. It is what it is. That's the game we play. Obviously, when you're financially tied to the amount of clicks, views, commissions, affiliations, it leans you towards drug abusing more, which is fine in your younger years. When your cortex is not completely developed, you don't become a man. And then as you become a man, if you built this career, you're obviously going to push even more. Thus, you should know by the end of your career, if you're cruising on big ass dosages and you decide to finally walk away. To recover cold turkey completely depends on if the HPTA, you know, the connection from the brain to the gonads is lost. Some people can recover it very easily. Other people, it's gone for life. I've seen both sides of the coin with that. Most likely, you will have to cruise on a certain amount, and if you expose yourself to an extreme amount to compete and win, just know you could potentially face permanent libido issues. That's not really like, oh, I just got to pop Cialis and I'm good. It's not like that. The erections will not feel good. They will feel artificial. They will feel fake. Even if you inject shit in your dick to get your dick up, it won't feel like a real erection. Overall, I don't want men to suffer like that. Or if you are walking down that path, you now have the education knowing what you will face later in your life. I'll see you guys in my next video.